So I'm going to start by doing some very basic technical analysis. Technical analysis is the use of historical price and volume trends to predict price movements. Technical analysts use chart patterns which are known to precede certain price movements, as well as indicators derived from mathematical formulae to forecast where the price of an asset might go. So let's look at Bitcoin's chart. You will notice that the price of Bitcoin was in a downtrend for several months. It tried to break out in February and failed, but at the end of April, it successfully broke out with a lot of volume. It started making higher highs and higher lows, which are in contrast to the lower highs and lower lows it was making while in a downtrend. This is a very bullish trend. The other thing I want to point your attention to is to a pattern known as the inverse head and shoulders pattern. This pattern is observed when the price falls, then bounces back up. It drops even lower than before, then recovers again, and then it drops a third time, but not as low as the second before rising. A horizontal line connects the peaks between the dips and is called the neckline. It acts as resistance, and the price will struggle to break above it. When the price finally breaks above the neckline, and that breakout is accompanied by considerable volume, it indicates that the price has entered an uptrend, and it's highly likely that if that volume is sustained, that uptrend will persist. So with this inverse head and shoulder pattern, you're looking for a breakout above the neckline that is accompanied by considerable volume, because they are false inverse head and shoulder breakouts as well. And you can see that pattern right here in the Bitcoin price chart. Now, there are other indicators that one has to use besides the patterns and the surge in volume. And if you want to know more about technical analysis or TA and what those indicators are, please check out the description below. So let's look at the entire crypto market, including Bitcoin. So this is a chart of the entire market capitalization, excluding Bitcoin. Why am I looking at it? I'd like to know how the alt market is performing independently of Bitcoin. You can find this chart on TradingView under the ticker Total2. If you're interested in the entire market, you can look for the ticker Total. And if you're looking to see how the market is performing independently of Ethereum and Bitcoin, you can check out Total3. So what do we see? We see that the market was in a downtrend until late April when there was a trend reversal and it entered an uptrend, making higher highs and higher lows. So if the market conditions remain the same, it is highly likely that this trend will persist. These trends are bullish and they indicate that we have entered an uptrend, which is extremely positive. The fundamentals in the space haven't changed. They're still as strong as they were last year and earlier this year before the chaos that we've seen in the markets. So on the fundamentals front, again, there's reason to be positive. Let's look at the net spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF inflows and outflows. Over the last 3 weeks, there's been high demand for these ETFs. They have experienced considerable inflows. Again, that is a net positive. So if I was standing on the sidelines, now for me would be a good time to start to enter positions. Someone could argue, well, the best time was in April. And yeah, depending on your risk appetite, you could have purchased in April. I think sometimes it's better to wait for confirmation of a change in the sentiment in the market before you take positions. You do not lose either way, because we still have several months left in the year. So what assets are in my watch list right now? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Aave, XRP, Solana, and BNB. Aave has been the MVP of my portfolio this cycle and is one of my favorite crypto projects, second only to Ethereum. But I've also been dabbling in meme coins as well over the last several months. Meme coins cannot be ignored this cycle. They have been one of the best performing, and you could say worst performing crypto categories of this cycle. But these are some of the meme coins that stood out to me. I have PVS, SSC, Troll, House, Aura Farm, and Lens. I'll talk about meme coins in a later video. This is all that I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.